Hi, it's Lisa Cunha. Welcome to my scrapbook table. Today I am scrapbooking just this one photograph. This is me in 1974, September of 1974, on my first day of kindergarten. And I remember this dress. It was red, white, and blue, and the skirt was red with the polka dots on it. My teacher had mailed me a letter, and in that letter was my name tag. And we were to wear that with a piece of yarn so that she knew who we were when we got there. That is not my bicycle behind me. That's probably one of my siblings' bicycles. Unfortunately, this photo is in really bad shape. It's very faded. I did ask on a group for it to be restored, and this is what they came up with. And I love everything about it except the face isn't my face. And so I think I've decided that I'm gonna go ahead and use the old one. I might tuck this in somewhere like in a pocket. Also, my daughter offered if I scan this, she will give it a shot and see if she can just make it less hazy. So, but for now, I'm going to use this photo. I am doing two things. Ginger's Corner Around the World Hop, based on children's books. And this one is based on the book Mary Poppins. And so the requirement is to create a challenge or a layout about a childhood memory. Use stamps and include an umbrella on your layout. That's going to be tough. I don't know if I have an umbrella in my stash. I might have to try to cut one on my silhouette. I'm just not sure. But I'll figure that out. And for Scraptember Day 5, the prompt is to mix old and new. So I have a very old photo, but I have brand new to me material. Now this is not newish as far as when it was sold, but it's new to me. I just got it 2 or 3 weeks ago. So there is this piece from Sassafras Lass called Life is Beautiful Blueberry Grove. I love that. And then I think the rest of these are from Fancy Pants Designs in 2008. It's called All Fall by Nancy Rowe Janets. I'm going to use this probably as my main background piece because that just takes me back to elementary school. On the back, there are some cut-aparts that I kind of would like to use. I wish I had bought 2 of these, but I did not. That's okay. I'll make it work. I have this. Well, that doesn't go with it. That's a different category. Here's another from the All Fall. Dark brown. I may use that around the edge and gut it to use for some mats. There's this piece. Isn't that a pretty blue? Oh, here's some more writing paper. So maybe I will use that because then I can use some of these cut-aparts. So I'm gonna have to think about that. So for right now, I am going to decide what stamps I want to use, go through my stash and look for an umbrella of some sort, or cut one on my silhouette, and pick like what sort of layout I want to do, how I want to arrange things, and then I will be back. So I've made some decisions. You can see that I gutted those 2 papers so that I have part for another project. I am trimming down this piece to just over a 9-inch square. So I'll have a narrow brown mat on the outside, then that pretty floral it'll be a little wider, and then the center will be this piece that has handwriting lines on the front. I love the blue on the back too. I'm going to use a little bit of that. So I haven't shown this for a while, but this is how I do when I've gutted and I'm going to attach this other paper. I take one side of the adhesive off, but then the others I just pull a little bit. That makes it a lot easier for me to get the paper where I want it and get it straight. I'm pretty sure I first saw that from Lisa Brooks, who is Life in Layouts, but I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's who I first saw do that. Now then I realized I didn't ink the edges of that paper, and I really wanted to. So if you see that spatula there on the left, I used it on the right. I used that to lift up the edges, put a piece of scrap paper down, and just ink the edges that way. So then I loved that blue on the back of there, so I decided I would go ahead and use the piece that I cut off of there, and I'm going to do a banner end, and I went the wrong direction, and I'm like, oh, whoops, nope, okay, there we go. So it's a little shorter than intended, but that's okay. And I try to ink the edges of everything that went on the page. I think I came pretty close. Sometimes I get busy with putting things together and I totally forget about the inking. This is the border off of the floral paper. I should have bought more of that paper. It was at the, I was in Sevierville, Tennessee, and there's a scrapbook store there, but there's actually two, and I think they're owned by the same people, but one is like your regular sort of scrapbook store, and one is like a scrapbook thrift store, and they have all sorts of older things in there that you could get. And that's where I found this one. So instead of cutting an umbrella on my silhouette, which I did find some that could work, but I wasn't thrilled with them, I got to thinking about the theme of my page, and it was kindergarten. So I did retro kindergarten umbrella, a search on that. And these little cards came up, and I thought, this is perfect. Rain jackets are yellow. There's yellow in my layout. And so I just printed them out a little smaller than 3x4. And that's what I'm going to use, which means I won't be using the 3x4 cards that are on the back of one of those papers I liked, but that's okay. I know I will use them another day. So I'm using that scalloped border on the bottom. I'm just creating a shelf here. I seem to do that a lot. Maybe I need to delve into some other basic layout styles. I know Janet, who used to post as Record the Story, I think her last name was Madison. She had a series about, here are the basic kinds of layouts, a shelf, an L-shaped, whatever. I may need to look at those again and just remind myself of some other options. So then I went through my color bins and also an envelope of some Vicky Boutin stuff I have sitting here, like labels and words and things. And I went through and I pulled out what I thought I could use on here. Because while I have these gorgeous papers, I didn't have any embellishments that went with them. And I found some things, and what I ended up doing, that blue tab on the front, it's from a swap through Ginger's Corner, but there was no name on the back of it, so I'm not sure who created that one. If it was you, thank you so much. And let's see. I guess I'm just cleaning up to get some things out of the way, because if my space gets too cluttered, I can't think very well. And then I must have been talking to somebody. So I took some footage out because I took forever to find some words that would work there, but I just used little word stickers, and they say, new day, good day, for the record, so happy, love, ready to go, hey girl, sweet, hello, and another today. And then at the bottom below my photo, I added a little piece of washi tape that says this beautiful day. I kind of wish I had put it up underneath the photo, but that's all right. And in the tabs at the top, which are from Vicky Booten, the one I put a sticker in, the other I just put the date, which was September 1974. Then I did my journaling, which you can see there. And it's basically what I told you at the beginning of the video. And last, I'm just adding stamping as some splatter to finish off things. This is a really old Stampin' Up! Set. I took off the wooden blocks and I just use a little bit of vintage photo ink, and there we go. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you will check out the Scrappy Sisters who are doing Scraptember, as well as Ginger's Corner, where you can make some layouts and be eligible for prizes with her Around the World hop that's going on this month. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. Please give me a thumbs up or make a comment. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome. I'm really glad you're here. I hope that you get to scrapbook something very soon. Bye-bye.